And let part 2 commence. As soon as YouTube eventually catches up, and there it is. All right, awesome. Awesome. Noti gang. Where you at? All right. Make sure all my stuff is still working. Yeah, it seems like it.
We'll fun with this. For the with this. For the sake with this. For the sake of cool. I'll ask Claude.
All right, we'll just jump right into it. And we're going right back to where we were. Not to where we started, because we made progress earlier.
This. For the sake of nostalgia, and also because it's cool, I'll ask Claude to... It's cool. I'll ask Claude to show me how to make... cool. I'll ask Claude and also because it's... cool.
Snap that.
Because it's cool, I'll ask Claude to show me how to make a Pong game. And in the preview, a Pong game appears. Let's see how good I am playing against myself. Terrible. Game appears. Let's see how good I game appears. Let's see how good I am playing against myself. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. There we go. This is clearly an area where Claude shines, but now
oh, I popped something. Popped something real good.
Hey! Where?
Hey, Nicholas Amaro, how's it going? How's everything? How is this? What kind of video is this devlog? This particular one is about Claude AI. It's a pretty basic edit. It's just a tutorial on how Claude works, really. So nothing too fancy. Just cutting through the video I was sent. Yeah, but how is everything? Is stuff? I don't know where I was trying to go with that sentence. I swear I was going somewhere, but it just ended up falling flatter than a nickel. Nah. Let's see what it did there.
Myself. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. There we go. This is clearly
followed by camera Tim.
Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Nichols. Hey, the follow notification worked that time. For some reason, every time the first time during a stream that somebody hits follow, it just completely breaks itself. All good. It popped in here because I'm a big DaVinci head. Yes. All right, cool. That's all I wanted to do. Yeah, usually I use these video edits to for educational purposes, like if anybody, especially if you're new to Resolve, to ask questions and stuff. But like if you have any questions about like literally any of the pages, like Media Cut, Edit, Fusion, Color, Fairlight, Deliver, like if you have any questions, just let me know. And I'll do my best to answer any questions you may have. I don't have all the answers. Only 90% of them. Just kidding. I'm just kidding, kind of.
This is clearly an
What pages you usually use the most? Depends on the project. Probably, I mean, realistically, the edit page. But I do use Fusion a lot, and I use color when I mean, if I have any project that calls for it, like I will love to use the color page because I love experimenting with different color science stuff. I have a lot of DCTLs that I play around with. In Fairlight, I'm trying to use it more. I have a number of plugins that I use for Fairlight as well. So like I have a couple Waves plugins. I have a lot of Melda Productions plugins, and then a couple other random ones. But I do like how Fairlight functions. There's just like a couple things that are missing from it that I would love. Like a spectral frequency display. That's like my biggest thing that I want Fairlight to get. If that happens, then I never need to touch any other DAW as long as I live.
absolutely terrible. There we go.
Yes. Not really. I know enough to be dangerous. So there's that. So like if somebody talks to me about audio, I'll most likely know what they're saying. But in terms of actually being like an audio engineer, not even close.
I'll show you drawbacks. I'll show you through. This is clearly an area where this is clearly an variable. This is terrible. This is clearly an area where Claude shines, but now let's talk about some of the drawbacks. I'll show you through one.
Let's see, how far can I go before it's like right there.
Some of the drawbacks. I'll show you through drawbacks. I'll show you through one last shines, but now let's talk about some of the drawbacks. I'll show you through one last chat.
That'll work.
Where?
Who is that? I didn't see the name. Oh, badges for the cross. How's everything? How is life? Welcome in. You had it for clients want it? Yeah, mostly. This is for, I don't know if you've heard of Kevin Stratford, but this is for his channel specifically. Would you suggest using Fairlight to implement a noise gate in post or do it up front while recording? What would you find to be user more effective? Personally, well, okay, again, this is the non-audio expert in me, but if it were me, I would do it in post. And the reason being is because I want as clean of a signal as I can get from the actual recording, so that I have the most data to work with in post. Because if your gate cuts out when you don't want to, you can't recover that in post. Like if it just cuts you off while you're talking and it just for some reason it does that, or somebody doesn't speak loud enough, whoever it may be, then your signal isn't unmodified. So I try to get as clean a signal as I can from the actual recording, and then apply any gates in post. Again, that's assuming that you're doing some sort of like interview or podcast type of setup. So I guess the only instance where I would see the only instance where I could see it being useful is if you have a room of a number of people. Like, let's say you had, I don't know, 8 different people that you were miking up at the same time, and you needed to be able to easily control their audio, and gate each one of them so that, like, it was easier to cut down who was talking, who wasn't, so there's less work to do in post. That could be a situation where I would, like, again, you would have to be really careful with doing that, but that could be a situation where I would see it being useful. That way you're not getting like a significantly higher noise floor. But again, if you record clean signals the whole time, you enable and disable them in post, then, you know, it doesn't matter. So I don't know. It's hard to say. I know a lot of like audio engineers for live events and stuff will use gates and stuff for some speakers. So it does have its application, but for me personally, if I'm just doing it for a recording, not for like a live event, I try to get as clean a signal as I can. Again, that's me giving non-audio engineer expert advice. That's just my experience in working in the industry for over a decade. And having to force myself to do audio too many times. If my friend Audio Gary was here, he could explain it better. Hopefully he shows up. I don't know, he might.
I'll show you through one last
And then he can tell me everything I said wrong.
new chat. New chat. And we'll put this side by side with we'll put this side by side with ChatGPT once again. With and we'll put this side by side with ChatGPT. We'll put this and we'll put this side by side with
Well, that's obvious.
side by side with
Okay, that's gonna be weird. Okay. You guys see it too, right? All of a sudden, 3 minutes pass by.
We'll put this side by side.
Okay, so right here, need that to cut, and I'm just going to take that out because it's entirely useless.
Side by side with this side by side with chat side with
And then split that. Move that up. And then this part, you just need to crop off the left side. That's like, I can take off like 1 pixel. Is that? Of course it's shifted. Amazing. I mean, to be fair though, that line, whatever it is actually kind of consistent throughout the whole thing. So I guess it doesn't matter. I think it's fine.
side by side with ChatGPT.
Yeah, nobody's.
With ChatGPT once again.
This is what you call overthinking it.
Once again.
Hey!
Excuse me.
Where?
Paige! Hello! My boy! We're doing pretty good. Just doing
Once again. Here's the
a pretty basic edit for Kevin's channel. But yeah, did you see the Fusion tutorial I posted on his channel? There's a super basic one. It's like if you've never opened Fusion before type of tutorial, but it exists.
once again. Here's the first issue. Once again. Here's the first once again. I guess no once again.
My word. Yes, the actual goat. Peach the goat. Yeah, Peach's tutorials are amazing. Here's Peach right here. And Peach, let me not waste your time. That's his intro. They're so good. Yes, Twitch can see your messages. And YouTube can see Twitch's messages, yes. And who set them.
Once again. Here's the first.
This is great. This is fantastic.
Here's the first issue.
Okay, so he actually does zoom in though. Yeah, it is pretty. Oh yeah, that was those were words that were attempted to be typed.
Issue. No. Here's the first.
Come on, David.
First.
Okay, so
Here's ChatGPT once again. ChatGPT.
okay, so that'll have to do, I guess.
With ChatGPT once again. Here's the first issue. No.
That's
GPT once again. Here's the first again. GPT one.
I mean, he doesn't record it going off, so
Once again. Here's the
it
first
is what it
issue.
is. Also, for YouTube streams, you know what I found out? Some people get like super delayed, but an easy way to fix that is press shift period, and it'll fast forward it to the live portion. Then it'll automatically go back to ×1 speed when it catches up. I use it all the time to get like within a 2-second delay.
Issue. No image generation. Let's ask generation. Let's ask ChatGPT. No image generation. Let's ask ChatGPT and Claude so you can see what happens. See what happens.
Kind of cuts himself off.
So you can see what happens. Claude. So you can see what happens. Claude.
I'd be at 2 speed. Yeah.
So you can see.
That's what happens with my intros. Like, I get several comments that people say, I thought I was watching at 2x speed when I started your video. But that's your whole video. It's great. I feel like I can give you the entire watch time experience because I don't need to fast forward it.
See what happens. Claude very regretfully states that it can't do it, and ChatGPT can't do it, and ChatGPT states that it can't do it, and ChatGPT creates the image. The image. Here's the next big drop.
Yeah, you are consistent.
Here's the next.
That is facts.
The image. Here's the next.
Now that's one thing I wish I could be, is consistent at posting. I haven't posted a video in 4 months, and it's bad because I have like 2 videos recorded. Although one of them had an audio issue, so I have to re-record a segment. Training myself to listen at 4 times speed. Oh boy.
The internet. Access the internet. So if I access the internet. So if I once again the internet. Here's the next big drawback. Claude can't. Here's the next big. Can't access the internet. So if I once again ask them.
I hate these.
Claude can't access the internet. So if I once again ask them both a question, when did Dame Maggie Smith can't access the internet? So if I once again ask them both, can't access the internet. So can't access the internet.
This part's mildly annoying, but I do it
The internet. So
for
if
the
I-
views. Just
if I
kidding.
once again
It's right here, wherever that is. And I can just crop this left. I did not want the curves. Oh, Peach. I actually have a nice little treat coming up soon. I'm hoping it's going to be done soon. I finally got the functionality of it working thanks to the help from another developer. But
So if I once again
I have a new speed ramp plugin coming out soon, hopefully.
So if I once again ask the internet. So if I once again ask them both.
Yeah. So basically it's speed ramps without keyframes. That's the idea. And it runs as an effect. Yeah. So I can kind of show you how it works real quick. Let me go back to my YouTubes. This one's where I was testing it. And again, this is still like early phase, so I'm still like refining it. It's basically using a time stretcher node. I can get rid of these. These actually don't need to. Well, I'll just keep them there. They don't need to exist, but they exist. All right. So basically, oh right, that doesn't need to be there. Okay. So basically, I have several parameters here, and I'll make it a little bit more obvious what they do. But essentially, what we have here is a way to set a starting speed. So this is like the multiplier for the frames at the beginning. And then we have middle, which is multiplier for the middle, multiplier for the end. We have first and second transition. These are not modifiable parameters. These are using anim curves to kind of simulate a transition with a drop down. So if I go over here, I can actually I'll have the in and outs basically be able to be modified as a curve, so you can like ease in and out of each ramp from one speed to another. And then we have our handles, which is basically the first trans handle is basically like how many frames into the clip before it starts the transition to the middle speed. And then the second trans handle is the how many frames from the end of the clip the second transition will end. And then the first trans time is like how many frames, basically how long the transition is. Same thing with the second trans time. So with that in mind, basically how this works is, so we start it here. So we'll start at single speed, and then we'll change middle speed to 3, and then we'll change ending speed to 2, just arbitrary stuff. So our handles are set to 24, so it'll play at single frame up to 24. I should probably set this to run so it actually works. And then go ahead back to edit. So at 24, it'll play normally. And then as soon as we get to past 24, then it starts doing that first transition. It calculates, and this source time is increasing based on what this speed value is, which again is using the first transition, second transition, starting speed, middle speed, and ending speed to kind of calculate what exactly the speed should be at any given frame. So we go 24 frames in because that's how long it is, and now every frame is progressing 3 frames forward because that's what our middle speed is set to. Keep going to like basically it'll be like 24 plus 24, so 48 frames before the clip ends. Which, let's see, this is 151, so that would be 103. So at frame 103, that's the last frame before the transition starts. Or no, I maybe miscalculated that. Yeah, I don't know how to do math. Anyways. So the second transition starts right here. And then, of course, you see the frames progressing again. And then speed's going down to 2. And as soon as that transition's done, it stays at 2. And now it progresses 2 frames until the end of the clip. So, there you go. Keyframeless speed ramps. Oh my goodness. Zaggy just raided me and crashed the raid alert. What just happened there? The raid alert like died.
Hey!
What's up, Zaggy? How's it going? How's everything? How was life? I just got done like showcasing the demo of my speed ramp plugin for Resolve that you can create speed ramps without keyframes. This is going to be one variation. I have another variation in mind that might be a little bit simpler, but this way, the idea behind this is that you can place this as an effect on a clip in your timeline, and your clip doesn't move at all. So your duration in here doesn't change whatsoever. That's kind of the idea. And the other one will be, so like one's going to be speed based. So like the ending frame can change, but sometimes that's what people want. Or it'll be frame based where you can, and I haven't like calculated this one. I've kind of been concepting it, where you can specify what frame you want it to start on, what frame you want it to end on, and then kind of like, and what I'm kind of stuck on is how I want it to calculate the ramps, or how to specify what you want the ramps to be. So that's where I'm a little bit hung up on. So that one might be a little bit more difficult to figure out how to calculate, but this one kind of works as intended, so I'm pretty happy with it. I just need to like make it a little bit easier to use, and then have some safeguards in place in case like it goes past the last frame or something. I don't want it to I don't want people to like wonder why it froze at a certain frame and there's still more clip left. So again, still very early stages, but the functionality of it works, which was the hard part. Took me forever to get it to where it was actually in a working spot. It was a lot harder than it looked.
So if I once again ask them both a question, when did Dame Maggie...
By the way, Zaggy, how was your stream? What were you doing tonight?
When did Dame Maggie Smith die? Smith die? ChatGPT.
I feel like all of my videos are broken until they play once, which is chilling with some late night World of Warcraft. Dope. Very, very nice. Sounds like you're having a good time.
Die. ChatGPT get. ChatGPT. Smith die. ChatGPT gives us the answer, which is
it's 5:38. Oh yeah. Go to bed. Get yourself to bed.
Months ago. Months ago, and Claude. Months ago, and Claude.
Thank you for the egg. Good night. Thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
A few months ago, and Claude. And Claude thinks she's still alive. Still alive. Now ChatGPT had these. Now ChatGPT. I think she's still alive. Now ChatGPT when it started, and it was then. But this next limitation is a deal breaker for me. for me. And that is for me. And that is message limits. Message limits. See, you get a certain number of messages to send every 5 hours. If you pay for Claude Pro, which is their messages in those 5 hours. 5 hours. Make those long conversations could drop to 15. Drop to 15. And that's 5 times the amount version. In the free version. So you might
Alright, what's my note here? Well, there's like a bunch of notes. Well, this is so much reading. All right, but I do have. Let's cut this to a full screen view. Okay.
deal breaker for me, and that is message limits. See, you get a
Okay. Okay, so here's what I need to do. I need to increase the size to 250. So I can scale it. Actually, 300 actually kind of works. Yeah, that works. And then we use go full page. And then I can save this as a PNG. Cloud AI, screen. Actually, this goes under graphics. I don't care about the name. By the way, Go Full Page is like the best plugin. I don't know why no more people. That should be a video I do. Why have I not made a video about that? That's like easy dubs. Petition myself to make a video about Go Full Screen. It's probably not even worth a video. It's probably just a short, but you know, I could make it the length of a video. Could be my shortest video on the channel. I should write that down in Notion. All right. Well, now we got it.
and that is message limits.
Okay, let's see.
See, you get a certain number of messages to send every 5 hours. If you pay for Claude Pro, which is their entry tier, and you have short conversations, you get about 45 messages in those 5 hours. Make those long conversations with lots of context, and that number could drop to 15. And that's 5 times the amount of messages that you get in the free version. So you might have even
Wait a minute. That's not even there. Is it? I might have to ask him about this one because I don't. I'm confused. So wait a minute. I don't even think I have those screenshots. Unless he put them in later. Oh. He did. I never saw these. Whoops. I was like, there's 2 files in here that I don't think exist. No, they exist. I'm just stupid. Alright. I probably don't even need to do this, but I'm gonna do it. Just gonna use my script here. Cool. Delete all these. FFmpeg is a lifesaver. I don't care who you are. It's just the truth. It is the truth of the matter. And this is... Yeah. What's up? Okay. I can mute. Okay. Sorry about that. I am back. Just had to figure out a few things that's going on tomorrow morning because I have a time shift at work. So that's just changing what's happening tomorrow. All right.
The free version. So you might have even run into this mess.
All right. So now I actually have those. So now these notes make a little more sense. Okay. So I'm assuming that means that these are after.
And yes, ChatGPT has message limits on its paid plan too during this tutorial. And free version. So you might have even run into this message limit during this tutorial. And yes, ChatGPT has message limits on its paid plan too, but practically, I never run into them. And even if I did, there's a fallback plan. And even if tutorial. And yes, ChatGPT has message limits on its paid plan too. And even if I did, never run into them. And even if I did, never run into them. And even if I did, there's a fallback plan. Even with these limits, you might find Claude working in your case. If you think I'm being fair, I'll see you in the next video. See you in the next video.
Okay, so these are just audio, really.
In the free version. So you might have even run into this message limit during this tutorial. And yes.
So there's that. Oh, whoops. Okay, so that's the same thing. So basically just do the same thing with this one. Just buff it to 300%. Go full page. Whoops. Whoops runs very deep in my family. But not that deep. I will find a new traveling buddy. Okay, then this goes here.
Never run into them. And even if I did, there's a fallback plan. Even with... And that is message.
All right, so now for this 3840 by 2160. This, I can actually make this a color. whatever the color of this is, which is full white. There you go. Now I can just scroll through the whole page. Da da da.
Hey!
Oh, we're Vampros. How's it going?
Where?
Without life. Hello. Oh, I clicked on the templates button. I'm so stupid. I forgot that it does that. Okay. Give it a minute. While I wait for my gigantic templates folder to open. How's it going? Oy. I did a thing without thinking about it. Nope, don't open that. Open this. Just popping in is already there. I've got things to do tomorrow. Yep, I feel that. Yeah, I mean things have been pretty good overall. I can't really complain. Yeah, I mean the new baby is 3 months old now. He's a chunker. He is a hunk of a chunk, that's for sure. But yeah, things are pretty good. How about you? Oh, the templates folder open. Okay, perfect. All right, so I need my custom effect, which is like all the way down here. Well, I just happened the past 2 months. Otherwise, I'm managing. That's good. Hopefully, with mostly good things happening. Do I need to put it before or after the transform? Goodness, I hate thinking right now. I basically need to instance this transform, but I need to figure out if I need to put it. Okay, it's probably gonna go before this one. Oh, maybe it won't. I did not think this through. Alright, maybe I just need to set this to the same as well. Just make sure everything is kind of the same. I haven't tried it on something like this, so I actually don't know what the right way to approach this is. So, oh, maybe I can do the instance now, actually. No, that's just speeding forward. What if I put it here? Oh, that might it. That might it. Wow. Words. What happened here? Okay, so all right, yeah, so this works. Okay. So if I use a transform here to scroll through this whole thing, it does actually load this text properly. Okay, nice. I figured it out. I did it. Okay. Now I just have to think, what do I have to highlight first? Okay. Your message will reset. Your message is going to reset every 5 hours. Okay, so I need to highlight that. That's like, unfortunately, it's a really unfortunate part to grab. But I could probably just put 2 of these in for that. You know what? Doing this zoom highlight thing is actually going to be more tedious than helpful. I'll just build it from scratch.
And that is message limits. See, you get a certain...
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some sort of animation for that first part.
And that is message.
So I will actually not set the keyframe there. I'll do it 5 frames in. So it's not immediate. Okay, then scroll down.
Message limits. See, you get a certain number of messages to send every 5 hours. If you pay for Claude Pro...
So I'll start from here.
Hey!
Hey, local media.
Where?
How's it going? How's everything? How is life? Welcome in. Believe it or not, I exist. But yes, I am live. I have graced the world with my presence. All right, I'm just trying to think of something here. Okay, so I need to separate this because this needs to be a separate size. And it. Okay, what's happening to my phone now? Oh, perfect. Cool. That's good. Everything's been going decently myself. Got a friend as a client for a little while. Being on it is RGB neon aesthetic graphics. How to add his RGB neon aesthetic to graphics. It sounds like it'd be difficult. I'm messaging somebody back real quick. Not too difficult to do, just having a massive brain fart. Maybe sleeping will fix it. Yeah. That's what happens to me constantly. Alright, so if I see what's here. Well, what exactly is this covering, I should say? Let's just bring up the size for this. It seems like it's lagging more than it should. Oh, it's because it's doubling up a massive PNG. That's why. I understand why. I get it. Okay, so I need a lens blur, which will go here. And a brightness contrast. I forgot. I was doing an example earlier and I forgot to change my defaults. Make my default actually default. Alright, so. Yeah, let me just see what it looks like. So this will be 0.5. All right, so now all we have to do, I'm going to turn these off for now. I'll turn this. Let me turn the merge off for now. Will that work? Yes, it does. Okay. Yeah, this one's a weird one. I haven't done it like this before. Hence why I'm having to kind of double this up. I don't want to do it this way, but I'm going to. And I'll make instances of them both going into a black background. In both instances, de-instance the border width, de-instance the solid, de-instance border width, de-instance solid, uncheck solid, uncheck solid. I'm not gonna have the animation for this because that's just a lot. I feel like that's not even working. What happens if I refresh this? What happens? Oh. Nah. Yeah, that's a fix. Well, Restream might freak out for a second, but it's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna say editing like basic tutorials are probably my absolute like more fun to do than editing a music video or a short film. But I mean, like, I don't mind doing them. I'm just trying to like figure a thing out in my head of something so basically I'm like what's going through my head right now is like I could rough this up and do it really quickly. What often goes through my head is like, how can I do this not necessarily faster but more efficiently so that I can save this as a preset later, and then I don't have to worry about doing all this stuff again so that it becomes more tedious. That's kind of why it's like I pause for a minute and say like, okay, how can I do this more effectively? That's basically what it is, because I could just make a bunch of different rectangles, a bunch of different nodes, send this off and make like a 50 node tree for this. But it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to figure out the more efficient way to do it, so I could eventually probably make it a preset and then make it work a little bit better. That's kind of the idea. I think that's right. Let's see. So if I do this, okay, that kind of works. What am I missing though? So those work. What is? Wait a minute. Oh. Right. So these need to go after the transform then. Yeah, okay, so there's one. Okay, I'll just make sure these are parented so that I can just go to one and change it both. Okay, and then I can just increase this, but to like, nope, that's way too much. Goodness gracious me. Okay, there we go. And then I just want to make sure the corner radius is the same, so if I adjust it for one, it'll adjust for both. Okay, now that way, if I just go into this one and adjust corner radius, it does it for both. I haven't started too much with Fusion, it just giving me headaches. It's not as bad as I'm making it look. I'm just like, I'm thinking a lot of things in my head that don't make sense. That's all you need to know. Okay, so this transform, okay, so if I put this there, oh, that doesn't work. Oh, okay, hold on. What am I drinking? Wild Turkey 101. I sense you judging me. Okay, I need to disconnect these. Because I need this to go in a different spot. I need to rethink this for a second. So I have these going in here. Do I just put the transform after that? Oh, and it's going to be a little bit weird because I have two. I see why it's a problem. Shoot. Okay. I don't think I'm going to use the transform. I see why this is causing me a problem. So if I just set a color corrector to this. Send this to like, oh, well, it's not going to do what I want. Let's try color gain. Okay, that's better, kind of. I need subtract blue. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that, I mean, okay, I don't need the color gain. I can just highlight it. Well, I kind of like it actually. I'll just fade it a little bit. I'll just make it 0.5. I'm still highlighting it, but it doesn't look as weird. Now if I do blend, okay. All right, and then the blur is still a bit intense. I don't need crazy blur for this. I think 1.75 is probably enough. Huh? So 1.75. That's better. So I really just need to adjust the parameters on these three nodes, and then I'm good. And then I just keyframe the rectangles for the rest of it. That should be enough.
See, you get a certain number.
So I'll start from here. Okay. So keyframe this. Wait. That's the wrong one. Keyframe this. Keyframe this. Keyframe this. Let's just go half a second. Keyframe, keyframe, keyframe. Then we go back, then do this, do this, do this. So now there we go. All right, that's simple enough. I don't need to overcomplicate this.
You get a number of messages every 5 hours. Every 5 hours. If you pay for Claude Pro,
let's see. Now, if I move this, what does that do with the masks? What does that? Interesting. So excuse my ignorance, I feel like the nodes in Fusion are similar layers in Photoshop. Kind of. The way to think about nodes is like every time a node goes into a different one, let me put it this way. Every time a node is receiving something, or when a node just is here, it's making a new image. So at any given point, I can go and look and see exactly what the node itself is doing. So like, if I go and look back at this node, yeah, this is the regular source as it was. If I look at this transform, it's looking at, like, I've moved it. So you see this big transparent spot. That's what this node is doing. Now I can output this exact image to multiple areas. So this lens blur is just getting this image and it's just putting a blur on it. But this merge is not getting the lens blur and contrast. It's getting what's coming straight from this transform here. So this merge is just getting this, and it's also receiving this background here, which has these two masks on it, right? So this background here just has two masks on it, telling it like only make a background in this spot. So when I combine this with this, I get this. And then I just apply color gain, and this color gain is taking the input from merge 3, and it's adding this little yellow bit that I just took away the blue from, only where these rectangles are telling it to. So if I look at these rectangles here, there's the first one's going into the second one, so it's adding to it. So these rectangles are saying, okay, only do your job in the areas that are white. So I put that into the color gain. The color gain's just adding yellow, so it's only adding yellow in the places where these rectangles are telling it. So we add a yellow to that spot. And then we go back to this lens blur, and then we have brightness contrast, which is dimming the image. But now we have this. But I'm also telling this merge, not only take in this and this, but only take in this part of whatever I'm feeding into the foreground here. So then I'm just adding this part and placing it on top of this. Does that make any sense? That's why this is different than layers, because it's at every single point I'm creating a new image of sorts, and I can pipe that anywhere I want to. Can you just use a row dilate for the black border? Maybe. The thing with the rectangle is it's much easier to control. So I have to have a rectangle anyways. And if I change one rectangle, I change the other one. That's the point of the whole instance rectangle. So the border.
Hey,
Colin Coss, how's it going? Everything out is life. So good to see you streaming. It's so good to be streaming. It brings me joy. It really does. I'm hoping to make this a regular thing finally. It's like, yes, in a row dilate, kind of, it would work. And I do use a row dilates for stuff for creating borders. In this instance, it felt easier to do it with with just an instance rectangle with a border around it. You could do it either way. It's been good. I've always enjoyed your stream and getting to talk video with you. Absolutely. It's always a good time. I appreciate you coming by. Okay, where was I? So I need... Okay, this is where I'm stopping this animation, so... Let's go back to these pin things. I'm gonna keyframe each. And then just turn this off, turn this off, turn that off. There we go. So now I do that. I probably could have made these rectangles more effective because this transform kind of has to wait until these rectangles are done. So I probably could have done that more efficiently. Whatever. I'm not going to make a huge fuss about it right now.
If you pay for Claude O, which there.
Actually, I don't have to do the transform there, do I? Where am I going? Oh, actually, I don't need to move it at all. I just need... It really does not like this right now.
If you pay.
It's complaining. A saver? When did that show up? That must have been an accident. Okay, because now it'll show. I was like, what happened?
If you pay for Claude Pro, which is their entry, you have short conversations. You get about 45 tier. Their entry tier.
Okay, so now I'll start it from here. So with these rectangles here, well, let me first just set these keyframes so I don't forget where they are. Okay, this was 1.75. And bring this up. So just gonna be changing where that mask is for both. Right, so let's move both of these. Let's see where the keyframe. Okay, so it doesn't matter where I do these. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so mark these. And now I can move these wherever. And it's possible I might not even need the second one. So I might just turn one of them off. Actually, yeah, so what I'm gonna do with this thinking through this. So this should work if I do it like this. I think this will work. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. We're all learning. Okay, so that should work. So now if I keyframe this one to be, instead of merge, I make this subtract. That means that whenever this pops up, oh, it almost works. It cuts off the border though. Shoot. Okay, so that almost did what I was hoping it would. It was so close. Oh, it's because those are instanced. What if I subtracted it? That just kind of lingers on there. That's kind of a bummer. You know what? I'm starting to rethink the erode dilate part. You caught me, okay? All right, so yeah, color game would have to go on top, and an erode dilate would get a brightness contrast, predivide bows multiply with lift all the way up, and then the erode dilate would be set a circle, and then oh no, that doesn't work. Unless it just needs, no, wait. Yeah, I can't do it there because these have to be there too. Oh, do I have to? Oh, great. I just made this so much more complicated. I just realized why this is dumb. So I can't extend it with a erode dilate. Because I'm still masking the same thing after it goes in, and I can't put the erode dilate afterwards, because then it gets affected by this. Shoot. How can I do this? There's also the problem of like, this is a very obvious hard cut edge instead of like smooth rounded corners. Oh, this is frustrating. All right, let me go back. Let me really think about this for a second. I'm glad you learned the tip from me, though. Now just unlearn anything I'm doing here. You have the headache I was talking about? Yeah, that's what's happening. 100%. See, I could do this like a dirty way, and I don't want to do that. But I might have to. I'm going to. Screw it. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. This merge is gonna die. This is only for the first section. I really didn't want to do it this way, but it's not gonna be any... Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna put this transform into a new merge. Whoops. And then we're going to... Actually, we're not gonna use that background. We're going to I need to bring in a rectangle and select the parts. Or select the part that I'm going to use, which is in this area right here. Go ahead and add that corner radius on. It's like 0.25, I think. I do want to make sure I grab this color gain though, because it's going to be the same. So yeah, this merge will go here. This will go on top. This rectangle will go here. Oh, is the image being weird? Yeah, it is. Nope, not 2106, 2160. Oh, did it? Wait, how did I get it to work over here? Oh, I didn't. Oh, I didn't even notice I did that. Whoops. I didn't fix that. Nobody has to know. Absolutely 0 people in the world have to know. We're ignoring it. We are so ignoring it. Okay. And then we put this other one down here. Did you guys hear how much we're ignoring this right now? There's so much ignoring going on. Not in chat. I'm not ignoring you guys. I love you guys. Okay, now the question is, can I even do this or no? Probably not. Ignoring what? Exactly! You got it. This guy was paying attention. Can I do like a rounded edges thing? Is that a thing? Not really. It's fine. Oh, I need to, shoot. I need a different merge for this. I need a merge that gets cut off from this with a blank background. Okay, that does. Why is that still there? Wait, why did that appear all of a sudden? Hold on. What did I just do? Okay, so, all right, that's actually doing what I want it to do. Okay, good. Okay, so we do that, and then we put this on top of itself. Put this into the... I'm basically doing brain surgery right now on myself. Okay, then we pre-divide most multiply, bring a lift up. Or... No, bring gain down. There we go. It's the inverse. Every opposite has an inverse equal opposite that reaction. What did I just say? Okay, so that kind of works. That's the quick and dirty way I didn't want to do, but I guess I did it. Now the question is, why is this a thing? Okay, that should be there, right? Wait, what just happened? Did it just flip all of them? Hold on, let me see what happened here. Yeah, that's fine. I haven't animated that yet. So this should show up. Okay, that works. Is the radius different on them? Maybe. Okay, and then that fades off. That's fine. Oh, and then it just there shouldn't be any more. Okay, that's all it is. Okay. Okay, so I just need to adjust this blend here. Okay, that's okay. Oh, all right. Here we go. I'm getting it now. We're figuring this out. Okay. So from this point, this is when I bring this blend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to schnuff. And then that'll bring this up, and that's fine. And it's fine if these aren't like perfect. Actually, that kind of rounds off in a weird way. I don't hate it. That's fine.
Short.
Let me just.
5 hours.
All right, so that worked.
5 hours. Make those long conversations with lots of context, and that number could drop to 15. And that's 5 times the amount of messages. 45 messages in those 5 hours.
Okay. So now with merge 2, I can unpin merge 4 because that's no longer of use to me. These I can unpin because they're no longer of use. There we go, that's much better. Merge 2, okay, so we keyframe blend, keyframe gain, keyframe this. Okay, then we bring this all the way down. Bring this up. Bring this down. All right. We're making progress.
Make those long 5 hours. Make those long conversations with lots of content 5 hours.
Maybe I should move it sooner. The good news is this part's easy to fix. All I have to do is just go over to my screen over here, highlight each of these. Well, I don't need to see all of that, but I can just highlight all these, shift, move them. Now I've moved all 3 keyframes. That's why I like the spline editor, because now I can go back a little bit farther.
5 messages in those 5 hours.
Excuse me.
Make those long conversations with.
Okay, so this needs to go. That's probably good enough. I'm just gonna make this have a quick, smooth transition here.
Make those.
And now I kind of want to highlight that whole paragraph instead of making this more of a pain. It's fine, I guess. I'm gonna have to add another rectangle. You'll have it be level 0 though, so it's not doing anything. And then I can do this, bring it all the way up. Oh.
Hey!
Well, hello,
Where?
YouTube. How's it going? How's everything? How is life? I use Resolve, but I'm not sure how to level up my editing skills. I don't know what I don't know. It's true. That's the way it is for all of us. That's how we learn. Is there a structured book or course that you recommend that provides a good general overview? Okay, so that's a loaded question and a half. Okay. So there's quite a few resources out there. I would recommend starting with the free stuff that's available to see what you can get a grasp on first. There's a number of crash courses on YouTube. I have one as well, but like Casey Ferris has one. I don't know if Mr. Alex Tech has one, but I know Jason Yadlovsky has one. That pretty much have like a general overview of the entirety of Resolve. That was a static thing and a half. So like you can start with that and get like the overall grasp of Resolve, start using it and figuring out how it works. And I think the time when you start getting into courses is when you realize I really want to get into this specific niche, and I want to do something where I can like have a catered, structured plan of like how to go through this without having to like spend hours upon hours and days and weeks searching through YouTube to try to find the things that I want. Rather just get a course that says this is exactly what you're going to learn, and then you have access to us. Here's how we're going to do that. So I would start with the free stuff first, figure out exactly what you want to do, figure out exactly what you're strong in, what you're not strong in, the areas of opportunity that you want to improve. And once it becomes something where it's actually becoming something where you can viably monetize it, then that's when you can start looking at seriously into like buying a course. There are some free courses out there too, and there's very few that I would recommend in terms of free courses go, but they do exist. So I mean that's kind of where I would start with that, if that hopefully that somewhat helps. It makes any sort of semblance of sense. I have a list of like 50 plus different YouTube channel resources for, yeah, there's so many. Subscribe now, check out here Crash Course. Right, sounds good. Yeah, I try to break everything down in such a way that like every page in Resolve is digestible and makes sense and is understandable, including Fusion. So yeah, I structured it in a way that hopefully it allows every single page to make sense, and to understand how it works. That was my goal with that. But if you want to get into like the niches of things, like for Fusion specifically, like Casey Ferris, Patrick Sterling, JRTV, VFX Study, Jake Whip, blanking on the others. I know there's several others, but all those guys are fantastic for learning Fusion. For color, you have guys like Colin Kelly, Darren Moston, Frenchy Color Grading, Daria Fasoon, all incredible colorists. And then for audio, like for using Fairlight, Jason Yadlovsky is like the one that most people look to. There's also creative video tips. He does a lot of Fairlight stuff, and he's really good too. Let's see what others. And I mean, there's so many. Those are just ones I like thought of the top of my head. Okay, what was I doing? I was on this frame for a reason. No, I wasn't. Oh, did I not? Oh, I didn't. Oh, shoot. I've to undo a bunch. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'll copy those and then redo everything. But then repaste these, delete those, and put this back. Look at that. Cheat code. All right, so now let's go back. Okay, so yeah, it's the width and height that I forgot to keyframe. Okay, so width and height here. It's this one I don't need to. Yeah, that one's fine. This one just needs to move here. Because this one's a subtraction. Oh, I grabbed the wrong number. Psych! It's the wrong number. Whoa! Okay, that's good. That's good. That's not correct, but it's correct now. Okay. Okay, so that's correct still. So now I can go here. And these switch positions. So when it gets down here, this turns back on. Which I guess is just 5 frames after this transform. And I think the masks, yeah, they're applied there. So yeah, at this point I can start turning everything back on. Okay, cool. So that's when keyframes happen. And boink, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is by far the most involved I've had to do this stuff in. And I know next time around I want to template this so I don't do anywhere near this much work for something like this. I guess it would help if I actually fix this part. Alright, so rectangle 4. This one actually could use some moving over. Yeah, I mean, it's not absolutely perfect, but I'm not looking for that. Oh my word. It works. That's what we're after. It works.
Long.
Oh, I messed that up. I see it. I see it. I saw where I messed up. I got it. I got it. I covered it.
Those long conversations with lots of context, and that number could drop to 15. And that's 5 times the amount of messages that you get in the free version. So you might have even run into this message limit during this tutorial. Those lots of context, and that number could drop to 15.
Okay, that's where it needs to end. So let's pull this up again. And then go forward. Turn all these off. It seems time consuming. Yeah. Well, I'm doing okay. So I could do this a lot quicker, but it would also be a lot more quick and dirty. And so basically I went over this a little while ago. What I'm trying to do is like figure out how it's going to work this time so that next time I can template it and make it a lot easier. So, I mean, next time what I'll probably do is just like draw a grid, or just use a polygon or something and manually draw it. But I know there's a better way to do it. It's just like slightly annoying the way I have to do it now. But I definitely could trim it off next time. So I do a lot of things in order that I can template it later and then make it a lot faster. Like, for example, one thing I have done is like, let's say right here, I wanted to highlight this part. What a template I made is I could just throw an adjustment clip in here and then use my zoom highlight effect. And then now with the fusion overlay, I'll just disable this so I can easily draw this here. But let's just say I just grab this, But I can turn this on and now I have an animation that pops up, and if I need to like move this over here or change the size, like that's all implemented into it. And you can't see it, but there is an outline for it. It's just usually when I was doing this, I was doing it for resolve stuff. So the white background actually made more sense. But now with a black background, like, and the line actually draws and animates. So like, and then it animates back down, and that animation changes based on where the adjustment clip is. So if I extend it, then the animation doesn't animate out until the end of it. So I templatize that so I don't have to redo drawing that over and over again. So whatever I'm doing right here, I just haven't templatized yet, and that's why it's taking me a while, because I want to figure out how I can templatize it so I can do stuff like this. Yeah. So like this part right here, that part's super easy. And like there's just a couple things I'm doing in this one that I haven't made into a template yet, which is why it's taking so long. But once I do find a way to get it into a template, then I can just do what I just did there, and it's much, much easier. So that's kind of why like I do things where I like seem like I'm struggling through and it takes a lot of time. It's because I'm figuring out in my head, how can I make this easier later? So, because I could definitely do this way more efficiently if I, figure out how to build it properly.
It dropped to 15, and that's 5 times
Okay,
the
so now
amount.
the question is, where is this part? Wait a minute, is that even on this page? Oh, it's right here. Well, that's actually kind of easy. Okay, maybe I don't need to go as high then, because that's right next to it. Actually I do. I don't like that it's updated over 2 weeks ago, but it's fine. Not a big deal. Okay, and then at this point, I can turn this back on. And this is actually going to be easy. Thank goodness. Okay, so 5. Do that, and then bring blend all the way up. And then the easy part about this is in between this spot, both of these rectangles can be turned off because I only need this one. So turn that, hit this, and then both of these are level 0 because I'm not subtracting anything. And then all I need to do is change center for this. Which I should probably figure out where it is. Okay, so oh, I almost messed that up too. Okay, set keyframes there. Oh, nope, don't do that. Okay, so that's all I need to change there. Oh, I forgot the X. There we go. Okay, so now that moves up and that pops up. There we go. Got that part.
That's 5 times the amount of messages that you get in the free version. So you might have... And that's 5 times the amount of messages that you get in the version.
Okay, and then I can end that there. So, boop, boop, boop. There we go. And then I'll just reset this fusion comp here, just so it doesn't do extra processing there.
Even if so, you might have even run into the message limit in this tutorial. And yes, ChatGPT has message limits on its paid plan too.
Okay. Where is it? Now I'm gonna use my thing for this one because it's just gonna be easier. Now I can modify it, but it'll be somewhat easy to do. Or will it? What the? Oh, I was highlighting something. Whoops. Alright, let's see how well this adjustment clip part will work. This is the true test.
And yes, ChatGPT has message limits on its paid plan too, but practically, I never run into them. And even if I did, there's a fallback plan. Yes, ChatGPT has message.
Okay, and then I do want to add the lens blur here. So just real quick, so this is actually kind of how I can do this with changing the duration and stuff. I can actually simulate it right here pretty easily. So basically how I do it is using something called anim curves. It's like your absolute best friend in the world. So let me just type this out. Actually, I don't need to type it out. But basically, in order for me to automatically have it animate in and animate out, I can just right click on any parameter and go to modify with anim curves. I'm going to do that to brightness and contrast as well, because I know I'm going to touch the gain, so modify with anim curves. And I'm going to go into here. And basically, I just want to say, like, offset is where I'm going to start at, so I want the gain to start at 1. And I need the scale to go minus 0.5, because I want it to go minus 0.5 from 1 to, like, take away half the brightness. And then for the lens blur, basically just want it to start at 0, go up to 1.75. And then the other thing I need to do is for brightness, for both of them, I just need to change the curve to, not curve, what am I doing? Do that. I just keep the curve at linear. So input, I can keyframe the input. So we'll just do keyframe here, change this to custom, keyframe the input, go up to 30, and then just set input to 1. Do the same thing with brightness contrast, 7.1. And it does that. But what's nice about this is I can set this to mirror. I can set lens blur to mirror, and that'll double the speed of the animation, but at the end, it comes back out. Depending on where the duration of the comp is. Actually don't need to modify those. So now we go to my zoom highlight tool. Size is probably going to be like not much. Probably even less than that, really. I'll just enable me to see this a little bit better. There we go. Well, I've got to get into the modifiers usually. Yeah, modifiers are incredible. You're showing use case and functionality didn't even exist. I'm very glad I'm still on your channel. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, modifiers and expressions, they do so much. It's unreal. I could go over so many different things that they do. I do want to adjust the coordinate radius here. And I probably will add that color gain. Just because I want it to be consistent with the other one I had. So we'll just 0.5. And again, we'll modify it with anim curves. And then this one, scale minus 0.5. Offset is 1. Custom. Do the same thing. Keyframe there. Keyframe there. Mirror it. And now have it highlight yellow, and then it fades back off at the end. Cool. Now the only thing is I just gotta cut out this part. And that's the annoying part about this that I haven't templated, because I only have a rectangle as a part of this. But I don't think I have any. Yeah, it's just a motion blur and length, so that's the only thing that matters here. Because it's just the thing. So yeah, I should be able to just do a rectangle here, make it subtract. Now this is where that erode dilate comes back into play. And I'm just going to hope that it doesn't matter. Which it probably will, if we're being honest. But, you know, it is what it is. And then I can instance this rectangle. Put it here. It cuts that off. It just doesn't have that part, but it's fine. So I just won't have the length animate. So I'll just remove the anim curve for that. That way it'll always stay at 1, and that way it just kind of does that. I do have to animate the level though. Or no, I don't. Because I'm not using that part. Right, I'm not even using these. So I can take that off. So once it highlights, I just need the erode dilate. So I can delete those actually. Okay, I need to merge this like within itself. All right, I have to think about this again. Why do I have to think? Okay, so we got erode dilate. All right, I need color gain to go into erode dilate. Erode dilate to go into a brightness contrast. Doopity doop. Actually, let me just turn off the merge because I need to put the color gain on top of this. And I put the merge back into here. And then if I use circle, there we go. Okay, that works. I don't even have to mask it. That's nice. Yeah, because if I do that, okay. Because if I set this to 0, then we don't see anything. Oh, no, we do. So I just need this to be like opacity, basically. All right. That's the weird part about having under, because I need to set an additional node on here, which is my custom opacity node. Which is really just a brightness contrast, but stripped down. So then I can bring this down, but I can modify this with tandem curves. Custom blah bitty doo blah blue bitty boo. And then make that 1, mirror it, and call it a day. Except scale has to be 1, not 5. That would make more sense. There we go. Now it looks like it's supposed to, and boom. It fades off. Great. And what's easy about this, so like I do that, I can duplicate it just by holding Alt and dragging. And then bring this down to here. And now all I have to do with this is move the mask. And then everything follows it. And I can even change the size and offset it. And then when I play this back, ta-da! There you go. That was a lot. And we're still not done with this edit. This was such a much longer edit than I was expecting it to be. Part of that was me figuring things out because I want to template some more stuff. Do I need to put their logos up? Marker there. All right, so those are my 4 B-roll slots. So, oh, maybe I should not do that. Okay, throw this here. Throw this here. And this is why clip markers are really good. Is that the whole clip? That's funny. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting one. So let me see. I think I did this on Notebook LM. Yes, I did. That's nice. This is another instance of like I should template this, but I can still just copy and paste and it'll be about as fast. Not quite, but templating this would be better. Let's see. I want to add like 12 frames to this, or no, 15. So this is just a still frame, really. So I want to get to 15 frames beyond that. Go back 15 frames here. 15 frames. I guess that's actually kind of the exact length I wanted, so that's nice. The only one I need to make a compound clip is this one. Or a fusion clip. I could just make it a fusion clip. Oh, I just thought of something. I have an idea. I have an ideas. When I has an ideas, it makes it dangerous. A dangerous man. I'm also a stupid man. Okay, so instead of doing this, let me just make this transparent here. Is this transparent? Yeah, it is. Look at that. Dual purpose. Is it wrong? Shouldn't be wrong. Oh, wait a minute. Is my timeline correct? Oh no. I really hope I didn't just screw that up. I forgot to change my timeline settings. Whoops. It shouldn't affect that. It'll affect this one. All this stuff is fine. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, none of that stuff should be affected. The only spot I'm worried about is here at the end. Nope, that looks fine. That looks fine. Nope, everything else is fine. Okay, we're good. Nothing got messed up. Don't worry. We're all good. Everything's okay. Why did I freak out for nothing? Okay. Okay, let's go back into let's go back into this now. So yeah, now I just need to not have that be that. Let me do it from there. That makes more sense. Okay, now I can just go into Fusion on just this guy, and then put the lens blur and brightness contrast inside of here. Make the... Wait, what? Why was that backwards? I don't know why. Okay. Plug that in. So now that should... Oh, are these manually keyframed? No. Oh, I see why. Okay. Yeah. It's because I have this manually drawn here. Yeah, it's way over here. But if I just whoop, slide that there. Yep. And then do the same thing. Brightness contrast input. Now it should do that. And then come back out at the end. Yep. Cool. All right, there we go. Okay, now all I have to do is copy everything but the media in. Go to the next clip, do the same thing here. We got that. Why is it so much smaller? Because it's also it's because it's not a fusion clip. So make that a fusion clip. Make this a fusion clip. Make that a fusion clip. Now when I go into it, it should work. Yes. That's all it is. Cool. So now we just go into this one. Excuse me. Oh, that was ridiculous. And then do the same thing with the last one. Oh, you know what? I just realized I didn't want to do that. I just went on. That's fine. I can just take them off. I know it's from the beginning. We have the same belief. I was interested in some of the effects, and asking tools are nice to have. So my whole stance on Studio is you buy Studio when you run into bottlenecks that the free version can't solve. That's how I feel about it. You don't go out and buy Studio on a limb just because that's, you know, what you do. You do it when it's, one, financially viable, and two, when you can do things a lot faster, or you can do things you can't do originally that would actually benefit you and save you time. That's really what it comes down to for me. Okay, so I'm going to remove Anning curves here. And this is probably to make it go in and out, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So I can just delete it from this one. Is there anything else on that one? No? Although I don't like how big the erode dilate is. That could be like half the size. I will fix that on all of them. Okay, this one's the same thing. This one doesn't need brightness contrast. This one doesn't need the anim curves on the size. And the erode dilate doesn't need to be that big. Okay, now the thing with this is I don't need it to fade off. So I can turn off mirror for this on the size. And then go to the size input. Just bring that back. Kind of do the same thing with this too. Oh, that's already like kind of doing what it's supposed to. Let's turn off mirror. And then I need to go to, I could actually start this at 0. Whoops. So yeah, just to clarify, like I'm not necessarily at odds with Casey on that point. But oh, nope, you're not wrong. Oh my goodness, it froze a long time ago. Why did that happen? Ah. Well, I figured it out. That took a while for that to happen. Yeah, it's okay. It's not like I am saying to people like, you should be watching my chat. No, I'm not doing that. Okay. Okay. Now we should be up. Yep, up and working. I'm glad you pointed it out though, because I would not have noticed. All right, where was I? Okay, yeah. So that gets the fade up. This one just stays up.
Use Claude to learn.
This one should just stay up. Let me see where it's at.
Use Claude to learn code, and most important, know when Claude.
Yeah. Okay. So that one's set. And then this one just needs. I need to fix the erode dilate, obviously. So delirious from CPU and surprise I notice. Well, I appreciate that your subconscious figured it out. Alright, so turn off the mirrors for those. And then we go over to this screen. We're gonna do something a little funky here, but I need to go over to this part, set this over here, and then reverse the keyframes. Do the same thing with this one, except this one I need to shrink. Oh wait, I'll do that when I get to the end here. Yeah. Oh, come on. Drag the, thank you. And reverse. And then this needs to be 8 frames, I think. Yeah, so this should be 128. That goes there. And then this should be 15 from the end. So yeah, so this is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be here. Right there. Alright, and then we go back. And that means it should be completely up here. And then at the end, it goes down. And then if I look at this, it should happen at the same time. Yeah, there we go. We did it. Nice. Now, you can snap each of these to these points. Bring these down. And then Place a full second transition on here. Should be 30 frames. It should allow me 30 frames, whatever. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. There we go. So we got the fade up, got the whip over to the next screen, got the whip over to that screen. That'll work.
Or ChatGPT is better for you. Now to
it's not a perfect transition, but it'll work. Alright, let me just make sure I got all my notes. Was this here for a reason?
Click the card at the top or use the link in the description. Let's dive in.
I feel like this was just a placeholder. So I don't see any notes about it. Yeah. I think that's it. So this is probably just a placeholder and doesn't need to be there. That's my assumption. Alright, so let's make sure we turn our Fairlight effects back on. So when we play this back,
the link in the description. Let's dive in. From the home page, enter your personal or work email and then click on Continue with Email, or click on Continue with Google up above. Open your email and click on the sign
it's better. Why is it? Let me check
in
that.
link to get here. Then enter.
It does sound quieter for some reason. I guess I could just bring the overall volume up.
Enter your mobile phone number and confirm that send verification and I'll to verify on send verification code to verify your mobile number, and I'll see you on the other side. Select personal use if you see this screen.
That does seem like a transition point. I know it's not in the notes, but I'm gonna put it there.
And I'll see you on the other side. So
Wait a minute. That's not timed, right? Huh? That's odd. Why is that doing that? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, did it not move everything properly here? When I did that?
writing styles, let's talk about a common.
No, everything else
Yes,
seems fine.
With ChatGPT.
Yeah, no, this is all perfect. That's what it should do. Okay. I guess it was just this transition then. Somehow this got messed up. Wait, why is it like that? Okay, something went wrong there. I don't know what happened, but it happened. Okay. Anyways. Let's go back and do the other transition.
And see you on the other side. Select other side. Select per.
There we go. Okay, now this should be ready for export. I hope it is at least. All right. Well, we finished one. And that one was a little more painful. Not painful. Painful's the wrong word to use. There's a lot more to that one than I expected. Oh, not there. My analog digital conversions are painful. I feel that. Okay. Add to render queue and hope it doesn't explode. Or maybe I should save before that happens. All right. Well, that was fun. Got that done. I got this done too, so All right. All the photos are uploaded. So, and with that done, how was everybody's night? How's everybody doing tonight? While I wait however long this will take to export. Uh-oh. Did one of these go down? Another one. What just happened? Did I lose a feed? What? Hold on. Did YouTube just go down? Hold on, let me see if it's still up. You can see me? Okay. Okay, no, Restream just freaked out for a second. Restream just didn't know what to do with itself. All right, so we're all good. Everything's still there. We're fine. Ah. That concerned me. Whoa. That's a little off center. What did I miss? It didn't show. Shoot. Why did it not show? Well, I'm going to find out what that was. Oh my goodness, Audio Gary coming in with 555 bits. Wait a minute. What? Audio Gary, thank you so much for the 555 bits. I don't know why it didn't show on the overlay. My stream's been kind of broken. But thank you so much. I bet you OBS has actually crashed again. Okay, yeah, that's why. Well, that would make sense. So, because the feed is coming from OBS on my regular PC. I'm gonna try and get it back up again. We'll see if it works. But I've been pretty good. Actually, who was it that was asking about audio earlier? Badges, was it you that was asking about Fairlight stuff? Or not Fairlight stuff, but recording audio, the AudioGate stuff. That's what it was. Was that you? Yes, okay, there you go. Audio Gary's here. So yeah, Audio Gary Badges is on YouTube, but I have a bot that's showing. Yeah, I'm noise. Yeah, I'm on noise. I'm on noise. I'm live on both simultaneously. Yes. But Badges was asking about when to apply noise gates, if it's better to apply them in like during production or in post. And I was like, my general non-audio engineer advice was to say, like, getting the cleanest recording you can normally is typically the best way to go, and then just doing it in post. But
Where?
Exilius, how's it going? How's everything? How is life? Wait a minute. Where's my thing here? Okay, I'll be right there. Let's see if this works. It did kind of break. I do. It's a Fujifilm X-T3. Hold on. I actually have to be right back real quick. Sorry. 1 second. We'll watch David as he does this. All right. Sorry about that. Let's go back. Okay, but yes, I run a Fujifilm X-T3 with the Viltrox 23mm 1.4. Also, just a happy noob, I agree. I get the cleanest single, get the cleanest single you can, leave the noise in. I also have all effects. I don't think it'd be bad. Yeah, I don't think work in a recording world, but I would apply a gate after. Yep, after. There you go. Yep. The only time I've seen a noise gate be effective for wait, did I not send this? Oh, whoops. I did not send it. The only time I've seen a noise gate be effective for something that's not in post was for live events when it needed to be applied during the production, like for a seminar or something. That's the only time I've ever seen them be useful for not just for that, preferable for not post. If that makes any sense. Okay, so I am okay. Good. I'm glad I'm valid. I'm glad I'm saying the right things. That's good. So, all right. I don't want to be giving wrong information. By the way, Exilius, are you a first? I don't have. See, the problem with me having the restream chat here is I don't see all of the other stuff that I should be seeing. So I should probably put the actual regular chats in. I don't know why I'm using the restream one. It's probably a stupid idea. Oh well. I worry about missing something subtle if I apply a gate pre-recording. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, if the gate, something goes wrong with the gate, or somebody just talks quietly, and they and the gate like activates when you don't want it to, then I mean, it's basically just when the gate activates when you don't want it to. You can't really fix that. That was my whole reasoning, really. Well, I would do a straight Vox, but I can understand. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, even then, it's basically like if you don't have an audience, you don't need the gate pre-recorded. If you don't have a live audience, sorry. Let me rephrase. I don't exactly have room for a dedicated recording and ambience at bay. Yeah, that's why I have Resolve Studio for voice isolation. Makes it so easy. All right. Hey, says hello. Okay, Audio Gary, calm down. If you don't calm down. There we go to the studio question. If you want voice isolation, get studio. Yeah. I mean, honestly, what you should do is buy this. Problem solved. There you go. I just solved your problem. He's my buddy. This and these PC bits. Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense. Okay, how much space did I free up here? Was it enough? Why do I feel like her storage is not freeing up? My wife's phone is just like completely filled to the brim. A grown man with what was it? Wait, what was that? Oh, that's the speed editor. But I also have 2 daughters. Yep, I feel that. I bought Studio during Black Week. Oh yeah, when it was like the one time ever that they've done a Black Friday sale on it. Yeah, that was the time to get it. 100%. Yeah, Blackmagic never does Black Friday deals because the price is already so good. But the fact that they did it was ridiculous. Yeah, one could say that was like a deal of a lifetime. As I just laugh at Adobe users that are still paying monthly subscription fees and still don't own their software after shelling out thousands of dollars. And they say, tell me how you really feel. Also, the beginning speed editing, you probably sell it if you don't need it and get Studio cheaper that way. Kind of. You still need like, so like it comes, well, mine came with a dongle, so I used the dongle. And for some reason people like the activation card better. I don't. I like the dongle better because like I don't have to worry about losing a code. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And I can put it on whatever computer I want without like deactivating, reactivating the code. It seems like it's a lot less tedious. Man, that thing I was doing earlier is running the GPU right now. Remember that one time we were going to play with binaural? Oh my goodness, yes. Why haven't we done that yet? Can we do that? That does need to happen soon. Okay, I think I freed up a good spot. Hey, last duplication. Let's go. Yeah, slide in menu. Oh yeah, I'll get in there. Don't worry. This week's gonna be a little hectic for me. But you know, we'll see how things turn out this week. But anyway, guys, I am going to call it for tonight. Yeah, it's been busy. Busy does not even begin to describe it. So what I want to do is raid another editing streamer. Let's see if I can quickly find somebody else who's doing Resolve. No, didn't think so. But if you guys are on YouTube, don't worry, I'm going to post a link in chat. So that way everybody can join, even if you're not on Twitch. But yeah, I'll post a link in the chat for everybody to see. I'll start the raid on Twitch so that you guys on Twitch are automatically moved over. But please, everybody, join me to go raid whoever we're going to say hi to, if I can find somebody. Yeah, old grumpy gamer. I'm glad you got to get some sleep and then wake up to me again. It's awesome. And badges, absolutely no problem at all. I'm glad you were able to stop by and hang out and enjoy some editing time and just have a good time as well. That is nope. That is not what we're looking for. I also hate that when I type in the editing tag, it adds the word edition. Like, I don't need a special edition of something. I'm just looking for editing. Why can't I just do an editing tag? Oh, I think I found one though. What do we got here? Oh, this guy's actually like looking up a tutorial and speed ramping. Oh, this is perfect. Guys, this is perfect. Okay, everybody join me in following this guy. Here, let me start the raid, and I'll also post it in YouTube chat. Sit tight with me, guys. Please be engaging and all that good stuff, and all the niceties that you're supposed to do with proper Twitch etiquette. I don't know how this works. But let me do this. Rating getting ready. Doopity-doo. I'm gonna post the link here. Yeah, nice outro. It's the best outro. All right, there you go. You guys on YouTube have it. We're gonna go watch this guy say nice things. If you guys want to stick around and watch him edit, that'd be great. Blast all the emotes in chat. Subscribe. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic night, morning, day, whatever time it is for you. And I will see you in the next one. Hopefully sooner rather than later. I'm trying to do this more often, but yeah. See you guys. Show this guy some love, because he's editing and Resolve and doing hopefully some really cool stuff. I'm sure it is. But anyways, you guys are awesome. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.